Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. In the Black Revive Stronger corner, weighing in at approximately 187 pounds with his black furry coach sidekick Ada. He has arms the size of mountaintops. He is a WNBF pro. It is Steve Hall. And in the white hospital corner, weighing in at approximately 167 pounds, he is known as Mr. Positivity. He is sometimes referred to as the Vanilla Gorilla. It is Mike Challis. And now, to all of the listeners listening from around the world, let's get ready to revive stronger improvement season style. Steve, how's it going?
Oh my God, how could I even follow up on that? You got my weight wrong though. I'm not that heavy yet.
I thought I was going to go 186 pounds.
I'm 183 at the moment.
Oh man,
Lightweight,
I've
baby.
overshot it completely.
I'll take being
off.
heavier though.
Yeah.
And you're otherwise known as Magic Mike.
That's right. I should have said Magic Mike. I couldn't think of anything to describe myself.
I need to know, was that all your hard work or did ChatGPT give you a favor?
So ChatGPT gave me a bit of a favor at the end because I wanted to check if I was missing anything, but I would say 75% of it was mine.
Nice. Good effort. I think that's probably your best yet, at least as far as I'm concerned. It was a bit less singy, which is easier, right?
Definitely. I get these thoughts in the shower when I'm feeling a bit more relaxed, and I just sing to myself. And I thought, do you know what? This was something different from a song. And I also thought it was appropriate because, we've got some exciting stuff to talk about with the WNBF. Yeah. So I thought people might be looking forward to that this week.
Just before we crack into that,
yeah,
I just want to give a shout out to Ada, who you mentioned.
Yeah.
It is her birthday today.
Happy birthday.
She is 7 today.
She's looking so healthy as well. The coat's looking freshly cut. Has she had a haircut?
She did have a haircut last week, I believe. She's been getting regular haircuts on her stomach.
Hey. Yeah.
Because of the ultrasound.
Yeah.
But she got like a full body haircut. We took her to the groomers like last Monday or whatever. So yeah, she's been good. But that's something I really wanted to happen with all the treatment and everything she's going through, that she'd make it to her 7th birthday. So I bought her what did I buy? Some turkey breast, which I'm going to cook up and give to her later.
Hey.
Otherwise, she's on kibble, but she loves having actual like meat. So I don't often have it in for myself. I was like, hey, I'm going to buy some for Ada.
There we go.
So, yeah. But we can get on to the improvements. The WNBF Supernaturals for sure.
Yeah, because I guess there's nothing too much else outside of the WNBF. Anything else to catch up on this week?
No, I can't think of anything. Nothing pertinent. So just Ada's birthday today, and we're recording this on a Thursday. So yeah, I'd want to get the review from the last weekend out as soon as possible, but I guess it's going to have to be out on Monday now, but that's fine.
Yeah. Just a quick random note. I guess it's not possible to have dog cake, like cakes for dogs.
Only if you put a candle in a chicken breast or something similar. They do. You can buy like cake. You could probably find it on even Amazon, probably like cake made for dogs. But to be honest, they can eat human cake, no problem. It's just not ideal for them. So there's only a few foods you have to really avoid, primarily like raisins.
Which you've given her.
Not purposely, but yes. I don't even know if she actually ended up having any raisins. Well, actually, sorry, you're mentioning it because of, this is very inside, Naked bars. Anyone who knows those bars in the UK, they have a tiny amount of raisin, and I didn't realize. I thought they're all date, and I was giving Ada some. But I did once. We took her to an accident and emergency because I thought I gave her a little bit of raisin bagel. I did give her some raisin bagel, but I thought it had no raisins in, and then I was like, I'm not sure if it did or not. And
Mm.
then it meant a £300 trip to the fucking emergency vet.
And is everybody
Not making that
ties
mistake again.
back
I was
into
like,
those
I'm just not eating
representations and
raisins. They
warranties
just don't
and
need to come in
everything
my mouth
else?
or
There's
be in the house.
almost not a
Anyway.
week that doesn't go by that, you know, somebody on our team, whether it's Ellen, myself, or others on our expansive team,
Yeah.
are looking at
Something like
agreements
that. Sing a
either
happy
on the front
birthday.
end
Hopefully Charlotte's
because we're
home on
advising
time.
on them, or on the back end because we're trying to deal with an issue, whether
Anything
it
on
be
your end?
regulatory.
No, nothing kind of exciting. Although I would say, and I don't know if you felt the same as this, but like after such a, you know, big weekend, sometimes you, like I was a bit, what's the word? Maybe apprehensive, or like I wasn't sure how I was gonna perform in the gym this week, but actually I've been performing really well. And I don't know if you've been similar on that regard, Steve.
I had no concerns, to be honest. I don't know. I just didn't. I don't think I was, because I was sat, basically. So it wasn't anywhere near as tiring. Also, I think my sleep was probably less negatively impacted than yours, because you are like longer days, basically. You didn't have quite as much, whereas I was pretty much able to get my usual sleep, just in a different location. And even on the Sunday, I managed to get home. I think I got to bed by 11 p.m., so it wasn't even like late on the Sunday. So thankfully, I wasn't really concerned that I'd be able to, or I wouldn't be able to perform, just given I was, didn't have as much. You were on the merch stand and a bit more active than I was.
Yeah. Well, a little bit, yeah. But yeah, no, it was great. Good. Yeah. So apart from that,
How do we
nothing.
want to run the overview from the WNBF UK? I don't know.
Well,
What's the best way to do it?
I feel like we could either just get stuck into talking about the categories, because obviously it was spread over 2 days, and we could kind of go through maybe individual categories or kind of highlights. Obviously you were judging on the judging panel. I was on the merchandise stand this time around. So kind of, so yeah, so I guess from my perspective, do you know what? Believe it or not, I didn't actually see a lot of it, because even on the first day when the merch stand is right in front of the stage, because I'm facing the opposite direction and people are coming, I don't always get a chance to see properly. So like, so it would be nice to kind of get your take on things, but also look at some of the videos and pictures and stuff. So yeah, I think maybe
this overview is as much for you as it is for the listeners, which is great. Okay, so I'll probably end up doing. I'll have to kind of ask you questions and prompt you, but I'll share my screen and just go to the WNBF UK's page, because they do a great job of documenting it on the day and also kind of highlighting athletes afterwards. So I think that probably works well if you're good for that.
Yeah. And then we can maybe have like an overall summary of it all at the end.
Yeah. So I'm going to start from kind of the start. And of course, ideally what I would like is pictures of like the top 5 or everyone in the category, but simply I'm not going to be able to cover everyone, so it's going to have to be kind of highlights, as it were. So this is still, I mean, you can just see how much content the WNBF UK are pumping out from the show, like interviewing every single winner. And because I'm still scrolling, and this is day 2, so I still haven't got to day 1, but we're getting close to some of the first categories. Here's day 1. So let's get to, so the day 1 was pretty much all your kind of younger, older, bikini. I think that's pretty much the way I would summarize it. So your teens through juniors, and then your masters over 40, over 50 as well. So let's kick it off. I think this is the first kind of category, as it were, on the day. Bearing in mind, everyone here is over 50.
Yeah, which is just
Absolutely
crazy.
Wild. And
like, imagine
the gentleman.
like
yeah, I know. Like, it was actually a pretty competitive class. The standout was number 4. I have to apologize. I can't recall the name off the top of my head. But he even placed, I believe, the following day in the heavies, which just goes to show how much of a high caliber he was in for himself. So let's have the name here.
His name's Luke Purvis.
Just talk over me if you know the name. Yeah, there you go, Luke. That's great. Yeah, Luke Purvis, here you go. You wouldn't think he's even over 50 looking at him, would you?
Not at all. Not in the slightest. It's just crazy.
Yeah. And I believe he's going to go to Worlds. I think he's been to Worlds before, actually. So let's run through to another kind of.
He actually went last year, so he went to Boston.
Oh, last year! Wow.
Yeah.
So this is the over 50 class. Oh no, sorry, that was over 50, over 40. Sorry, I'm getting it the wrong way around. I think I said it the right way the first time. Again, over 40, kind of crazy, and the guy that ended up taking it here was Vince, and he took his pro card on the day as well. I don't know Vince, but veterans in the game might know of Vince because he has been competing a long time, maybe close to like 20 years. I think actually Steph said 18 years he's been competing, and has only just got his pro card. Like, just people are upset not getting their pro card in the first, second season, whatever it is. And here's Vince continuing to go and not getting it until he's over 40 at this stage. So I think that just puts things into perspective for a lot of people.
Definitely gave inspiration to me when Steph mentioned that. Just like what you said, where just don't hey, have love for the sport, love the process, and you never know what might come up later down the line.
Exactly. And and in some ways, things just don't always fall how you need them or want them to fall. Like sometimes there could be like just 5 guys in that class who were pro caliber, and it just took that long to eventually get it. I wanted to try and get so that people could see his physique, but I haven't got any like clear shots. They're going to be like all the way scrolled to the top, aren't they? And then I'll lose my order. So we'll come back to Vincent to get eyes on his physique. But he was a clear winner, and obviously he was a clear winner because he ended up taking his pro card on the day.
Yeah.
Then we had I think the Masters for men's physique was over 40s, not over 50s, right?
I think so.
I can't imagine these guys are 50, to be honest.
No.
They just didn't have 2 split, but again, incredible. Like, it was actually a very quality class, I think. There's some guys in there with lots of potential as well.
Definitely.
In particular, if it will scroll, and if I don't know if I can pause. Cool. This guy here. So again, I don't know his name, unfortunately, off the top of my head. But like, if he came in a bit more conditioned and in appropriate trunks, because he's just wearing swimming trunks, so you can see people have got like the, I don't know, more appropriate kind of bottom half wear, where they all have this fit, right? They're tapered, they're kind of tailored, but these were like just Nike swimming trunks, number 11 here. But look at him, like heaps of potential, right? Delts,
Definitely.
chest, tiny waist. But yeah, just probably, I don't know if it's his first show or just not understanding the requirements there. But the winner of this class, and again, you're here we go, name Marvin, of course, Marvin, very high quality.
Yeah, he really just, his physique jumped out at you, really. Yeah, really jumped out at you.
And I believe he really challenged in the overall the following day as well, because he was in that.
Yeah, and do you know what was really funny? I had a joke with Marvin backstage, because not backstage, sort of on the merchandise stand, because he was it on Sunday, he came over and he was like, do you know what, I wasn't sure about competing today. I went out last night and I had some burgers, and
oh man,
I know, like, he totally went out. He's like, he had some burgers, and he's like, I went to town, and he said, I woke up this morning on Sunday and I looked great. So, and
it's the old shitload.
It is. So we were joking. We were like, he knows the secret now. Marvin, if you're listening, we know the secret.
But that's where the shitload comes from. Like, that's a thing, shitloading, where people just go out and eat a bunch of junk. And I think it's just a combination of the high amounts of carbs, of course, just high amounts of calories, full stop, high sodium, and then just de-stressing of the physique during that period of time, which, just I think Marvin was coached by Josh, so I'm sure Josh did a great job of like peaking him. But yeah, you can't help but think, if I can look this much better the next day. I can't say, I don't remember him looking much better the next day versus this first day, so I can't really comment on that. I'd need to see like side by sides, but he didn't like come out and be like, oh, he looked just as good, I would have thought. But hey, anyway, I digress. This is the teen bodybuilding short class. Yeah, dude, teenagers, man. What is going on?
Ridiculous. Yeah, I remember looking over and I just think, what? Wow. You know, I think, again, like some of them, I remember seeing some of them with like, you know, glutes were kind of coming in for some of them. And I was like, wow, it really is just getting better and better.
Just the amount of muscle on some of them too.
Yeah.
Like this guy, number 22 here, like and the shape on him, like heaps of potential, kind of completely crazy. But yeah, the conditioning standards, like number 24 here, quads fully through, like they don't look like I looked as a teenager. These guys are eating their Weetabix, their Shreddies, all of it.
Absolutely.
But the winner here was Owen. I think he was just the most complete out of everyone there. Like he had the shape, the muscularity, and of course the condition there as well. So much potential, if I can speak. Then we had the Masters figure, another very good class. It's really cool. It's kind of similar to bodybuilding in many ways, like figure athletes. Like the woman that won this class, here's she doing her routine. She's just heaps of muscle and very conditioned. Like her delts and arms.
Crazy. And yeah, I was just, and again, she's over 50. Oh, 40 plus, sorry. I think, is she 50? I don't know.
40 plus.
Yeah. But I mean,
I don't know how old she is specifically. Can't comment.
Great back.
Yeah. I think her upper body is particularly strong. Lower body, not quite on par with it. Could do coming a bit tighter, a bit more muscle through it. But upper body is just overwhelming. But it's a good amount of condition for figure. I think a lot of people forget that with figure. It's not like we're looking for striations or vascularity. It's like we want separation, we want tightness, and yeah, just really, really good look. And it was a competitive class. Like especially the top three there were very impressive.
Yeah, definitely. But I do, yeah, I felt very worthy of. She earned her pro card when she won the overalls. And I thought very, very well deserved. I think she'd be competitive.
Yeah, this other, I forget her name, number 38 there, came second. She was also very good. And Karen, who came third, she's going to go to Worlds, and she's been doing very well competitively for a number of years now. So it's great to see it. Then we had junior bodybuilding.
Can we just pause for a second? So just also wanted to give a shout out to Karen because she listens to us. And she also said, if you're listening, Karen, she said that she makes killer protein brownies, and she said that she'd somehow find a way to send it to us.
Mike, she's already messaged me.
Has
I've already
she?
given her your address. She's already got my address. I've given her some feedback, and we're well on our way. So yeah, I'm all over it.
I love it. There you go. In a couple of episodes' time, we're going to be doing a live taste test.
Yeah, live taste test. So yeah, on to juniors. I'm cognizant that we might have to end up speeding things up. Yeah. So we're just, again, just super competitive. People can see the level of talent. Again, there's people with glute striations, conditioning, size, like the posing even on these guys is very good, very polished. So it was a very good class. And again, this Brandon won his pro card on the day. I just want to say his chest was just outstanding. We'll eventually get like a pro card shot of him and he'll have his chest. But every time he posed, he just like flashed, like contracted the chest, striations just straight through. But it was full and beaming. And obviously he had great shape and everything. I think if there was anything for him, it was just his back shots were like not as overwhelming. They were underwhelming compared to his front shots. His front shots were just boom. Like his back double, rear relax were good, but they weren't as like wow. So I think that's probably one area he can work on. But I mean, he's a freaking junior and turned pro, right?
And he's the only one since Samuel Hartman who's done that, I think. So only
we haven't had any other juniors. You have to be pretty special to earn your pro card as a junior. We talked about Vince there taking 18 years. Like, you're literally almost only 18 years old and earning it. But juniors is 20 plus, right?
Yeah, so
Till
I
23.
think, yeah, up to 23.
Yeah. Then we had a team tool now. I didn't judge this class, actually. I had a different, when I came out, because I went like for a break or whatever, and I looked at the lineup, I think I was just looking at them all and I was like, oh, like I feel like whoever second place was, I had him as winning the class. So this is junior tool. That was teen tool. Okay. This is bodybuilding teen tool, right? I skipped over this video. Yeah, I can't remember. Whoever it was who came second in this class, I think I had him as taking it, but I didn't actually sit there and judge and work through everything, so I can't really comment. But again, good class. And then we had the junior tool. So this was, again, and you can see the difference between the teens to the juniors in terms of just their muscularity. The guy that took the class, Nicholas Arnold, huge.
Yeah, I know. He was just a giant on stage.
I don't know his height, but he's must be 6'2", 3", something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And heaps of muscle. He could have arguably, I think he was challenging in that overall, but he'd need to be more conditioned to have taken it. He's very well conditioned, but to have taken it, I think he would have needed to bring that extra level. When you're as tall as he is, to fill out that frame is just tough.
Absolutely. I remember when they were comparing Brandon and I've forgotten his name already. The tall guy, sorry. Robert? Did you say Robert?
Nicholas,
sorry. When they were comparing Brandon and Nicholas together, I remember thinking like both had great symmetry, nice shape, and like you said, it was just that conditioning that was just probably the separating factor.
Yeah, and I think just overall muscularity wise, just the bigger frame, more to fill out. Like, it's hard when you're a tall guy, especially. But yeah, the conditioning was also there. So then we moved on to Bikini Masters 40 plus, which again, man, to think these women are like, you wouldn't look at them thinking, oh, these are 40 plus, and like to be in this great shape, it's just outstanding.
Completely.
And then, yeah, I think this, Amanda was quite a standout winner. You just see how lean she already is there, like with these veins of vascularity going on. Not that you're necessarily looking for that, but it's just those kind of telltale signs. You can see her there. She was very good. Again, a little bit of condition through the quads, through the midsection, tight. And obviously from the rear, she was in a good spot. So yeah, she did really well to take that class.
I was really impressed generally across the board in all bikini categories with the conditioning. I thought for their class, I thought a lot of people nailed it.
Yeah, it's a softer look, but it's a balance to strike, because to kind of get, often you want to see like the glutes, the hams, and that, like the glute ham tie-in as it's called. It's hard to like strike the balance of getting that without excessive condition through the quads or other areas here. Again, Bikini Junior was great. I just want to say number 75 here, she had heaps of muscle. You can see here how much muscle she's carrying. I know the MPA do a wellness category. She'd probably do very well in wellness, or I wouldn't like be against seeing how she'd fare in like a figure. She'd need to come in a bit more conditioned for figure, but the amount of muscle she's carrying, the broad, like she's super broad across the shoulders. Like, I think she's got too much muscle for bikini. Like, she's just, I think she.
It's quite obvious now when you compare her to straight to the blue bikini just then. It was quite apparent.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I think she would suit those categories better. Not that she still did pretty well. I think she maybe came third in this lineup, but yeah, she could be equally competitive in those other classes. I think sometimes people just don't want to go that way. But yeah, the winner here was just a bit like more straight up and down, like not as heavily muscled, a little bit more conditioned and tight. So yeah, Megan did fantastic here.
Mm.
And like all presenting themselves really well. It's a big part of Bikini is like this, like being able to do your posing routine, present well, flow, not look awkward in poses. You can get away with it a bit more in bodybuilding. You can't get away with it in like men's physique, classic, bikini. It's such an important part. Then I didn't judge this class, so Bikini Open short. So you don't remember who the winner of this class was. Maybe this lady. She
I
looks
think it
very
was
good
Sandra in the green,
yes,
just in the middle there.
82. Yes.
Yeah.
Just
Crazy.
got quite a bit more muscle versus everyone else. Kind of on the edge of too muscled almost, I would say. Just with like those delts with the glutes, but like she wouldn't want to gain too much more basically. And actually very well conditioned. I'm not sure she'd want to come in much more conditioned than that. But very like clear winner in that class.
And shout out to, I think, Lucy, who's been to some Revive Stronger events. You said she was in this class as well.
I believe her name might even be Lucy Short. I might be making that up. I'm just thinking she's in Bikini Short. I don't know if that is her last name, but yes, shout out to Lucy here. I know this is her first time, I believe, competing with the WNBF.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, you can just see her back here, the winner, number 82, and like got that nice kind of glute ham tie-in, but not kind of striated through the hamstrings, detail through the back, nice and wide. So yeah, good look. So that was Sandra.
From Spain.
She was very competitive in the overall. Oh, she's from Spain. Amazing. Then we have Bikini Tall. This was very competitive, this class, I thought. I did judge this one. Especially the top 5 were very competitive. So number 85 here, again, forgive me, I don't remember her name. I've recognized her face. She's quite intense on stage. She has a real stage presence, but poses like immaculately, never switches on. She is on when she's on stage, she's on, and then doesn't switch off. And like I can only commend that. And she has good muscle. But this the lady that won the class won her pro card in the end. So it was just a very, very competitive class. We'll probably eventually get a look on her as we go to the right. It always makes me laugh when I see them doing like muscularity poses in the pose off, whatever you might call it. Where is she here? I don't know the number, but like she was as tight as you'd ever want to be. She could probably get a bit more muscle, like through her lower body, but because she has quite a slight frame, she probably could thicken up a little bit. But yeah, as kind of lean as you'd ever want someone to be.
I just on
Sandra
a personal
as well.
note, I
she might
felt,
be from Spain, by the way.
Yeah, well, Perez Garcia, not stereotype at all.
Yeah, you're gonna say.
I almost felt she'd overcooked the conditioning for a bikini category, because I think she turned around to the rear, and I just remember seeing like hamstrings was split, and I was like,
yeah, it was a bit much.
Wow. But
like I said, she could even like it could even help her muscularity as well if she softened up, filled out, almost purposely spilled a little bit, so she looked softer but full. Like that would, not that she didn't look full, like she was, her glutes were popping, everything. It's a real hard balance for bodybuilding. It's easy, right? You just get as shredded as physically possible. Although you kind of have to balance, hey, do I want to keep getting leaner, or do I want to like hold on to more of a full look? But for categories where you want some parts a bit leaner than others, it gets a bit tougher.
Definitely. And again, like this is where we're talking about like margins of error, like small margins of error, and also subjectivity as well. So, it's so tricky, and they all did a great job again.
Now we're on to novice bodybuilding light.
Woo-hoo.
Which again, you look at the novice categories, you're like, some people look like, good novice. But some of them are like, you don't look novice by any means. Like number, is it 101, who took the category in the end. Like he, again, was challenging in the overall, very competitive, heaps of muscle on him. I actually spoke to him backstage. I think he listens to the podcast, actually. So, yeah, I was just like, you have heaps of muscle. My 2 bits of advice to him was make sure you keep your waist in. There was just a few times where, you know, if you're breathing heavy and your waistline kind of shows, because he hasn't got the smallest waist, it's just imperative for him to keep it tight. And yeah, just making sure that was, he could keep that X frame. You see here, kind of, did you see it? It was just like popping a little bit as he was getting into the shot, and it can just, little things like that, when other people have tiny waists, you just, whatever you can do, especially if you're trying to gun. I think he's on.
Awesome. Nice, Tom.
Then we had our man here. I'm so bad with names. I should never try and guess a name.
Leroy.
Yeah, Leroy. Novice bodybuilding heavy again. This category was kind of wild. There's a couple of guys here in second and third who are really like, you could flip-flop them. The two bald guys. They were just kind of apples and oranges to some extent. The condition on that. Actually, he looks even tighter there than I remember him. Maybe softened up as he went into the overall. Didn't seem to hurt him though. And this was we're still on day one, right? So he actually came the next day.
I think so. Initially, I wasn't sure, but I think this is the same. This is
No. We're on to the second day. Sorry, we're on the second
okay.
day. I apologize. I can tell by the backdrop and just remembering that this was his weakest shot. That's the only thing I will say for him. Work on that rear relaxed, kind of the width on this. Everything else is like, woof, money. Obviously pro caliber, but just this shot when he was hitting it, I was like, oh, that's the only one that's costing you a little bit. Like, not on the lower body. Lower body's very good, but you see what I'm saying? Just like through here, just lacking a bit of, I guess, width through the lats. I think it probably is. It's not so much density, more just width. I think it is the kind of lower portion of the lats there.
And do you think maybe if he maybe even just pose slightly differently, could that be also a bit of a posing thing potentially?
I don't know. Maybe, but I'm not sure he could get much more from his lats, having looked at that. And then, it was the bearded, bald, sorry, not knowing the name, man number one. I'm also bearded and bald, so I can get away with it. And then our guy to his right as well. I thought this fella was just a bit more balanced. The guy on the right, huge upper body, massive delts, completely wild, in fact. I wish I could kind of pick him out to be able to show everyone. But his lower body for me and his overall symmetry in terms of like X-frame just wasn't on the same level as our man here, who's very, very good. But they were both great competitors. And Dario went ahead and took that class. Then we have figure. So I didn't judge this class either. I really like the figure class. I think it might be my favorite of the women's. It's a really nice balance of condition, muscularity, and the posing I like, the presentation side of it I really like. Looks like it was a pretty balanced and competitive class, actually.
Yeah.
As many. I don't know who won this one, so Vicky. Oh, Vicky, yes, of course.
Oh, right.
We're both doing that. For those that aren't aware, we both just recognize Vicky, I assume. I don't know how well you know Vicky. I don't know her well at all. I just recognize the face and that she's competed with the WNBF several times.
She's also helped out backstage as well. So she and I were working at the First Timers, where we were putting the what am I trying to say? The winning
prize.
The prizes, that's the one, thanks. We both were putting prizes out on stage for the winners at the First Timers. So yeah, she helps out backstage when she's not competing.
Nice. Awesome. Now we're on to men's physique open short. The men's physique classes, I have to say, were probably the most competitive classes on the day. It just draws in the numbers, and the guys are just, and now the category, actually I don't know why, but it feels like because the criteria is slightly changed, where they want just basically as big guys as possible in many ways. It isn't that like beach look, which it somewhat used to be, whereas a bit of a slighter frame, a bit of a smaller individual. They want big, thick muscle bellies, heaps of mass, and like obviously tiny waists, really great abs, thick abs, big chest, big delts, big arms, big back, like all of that. But these guys are huge. Like I've actually forgotten this guy's name, but I think he's the owner of Natty No Juice, something along those lines. The clothing that sponsored the WNBF.
Really?
But just the size on his chest, delts. Like I think he came second in this class. Like very, very good. Our gentleman here has competed a few times.
You've already had it inspected. Tell her it's very important you get this right, man. I want to get you on the train.
Go and inspect your master's tickets.
That's right. And then give him the apple.
Put a fruit in his hat.
Exactly right. And then you're going to ask him about the fruit.
Yeah. And your master's tickets.
That's right. And then give him the apple.
Put a fruit in his hat.
Exactly right. And then you're going to ask him about the fruit.
Yeah. And I'll be like, who's that?
Great stuff. Jog on then.
All right.
Good luck to you.
As you leave him.
Have a great journey.
And I'll be like, who's that?
Great stuff. Jog on then.
All right.
Good luck to you.
As you leave him.
Have a great journey.
Just over into a bit.
Yeah, great. Okay, so I'm just going to throw the apple in the air, catch it.
Over into a bit.
Yeah, great. Okay, so I'm just going to throw the apple in the air, catch it.
Who also got his pro card on the day. Just, I wasn't aware that he'd been competing for quite a while, but just tiny waist, like really nice and full for the chest, the shoulders, really nice abs. As he continues to grow, he'll be competitive as a pro, no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
And obviously just presentation, poise, everything was there. Then we had bodybuilding open lightweight. This was a good class. Again, I'm probably just sounding like a broken record. With people in here, 130. Apologize, I've forgotten his name. I did speak to him backstage. He's competed a bunch. I'm going to get his name right here. I keep doing that. Donald.
And believe it or not, so Donald competed in the same class as me.
Unless it's Donald, and they spelled it wrong.
I think it's Donald.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I'm like, I haven't heard of the name Don Lad.
But he competed in the same class as me in 2023.
He competes a lot. I've seen him competing a lot. And I actually said to him, as feedback, was like, he comes in good condition, not quite like I think there's a bit more he could pull off to come. He comes in like he's big. This is why he does really well. For his frame, he has heaps of muscle. He comes in big and he's pretty sharp. He could get a little bit more off. I think it would be even better. Just that edge slighter is that kind of running joke. You can always come in leaner, right? But I think he's got the muscularity for it to be able to potentially sacrifice it. And then his posing is always just slightly not on the level you want to. Like as a pro, you want to have everything polished. Posing is one of those things in your control, should be polished. So I was just like, hey, if you can seek out a posing coach and just level that up, you're going to be fighting for. I think he took his NPA pro card this year. You were judging it, right? So you probably saw him there.
I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure if Donald took. He probably did. Yes.
No worries. Too many people, too many names. I think he's called Don Lad.
I think something that is always a strength I find of Donald is that he's just quite well balanced from legs to upper. Like you said, he's generally got a lot of good muscle all over in a balanced way, which is again a strength.
Yeah. And then we're on to the women's bodybuilding now. I also didn't judge this one, but there's some familiar faces in this lineup. 139.
Yeah.
Amy was just like clear standout. I think she actually was close to taking the overall. I was close to picking her as she would have been my second choice for the overall. And there was just some well-balanced, like very bodybuilding physiques. 140 was in really good condition.
Layla was back.
Yeah, Layla was there. She honestly, I think she probably knows. She has the muscle. She just hasn't got the condition. Her lower body in particular is just, there's no separation. Like you can't reward that heavily when you can't see the muscle. Yeah. It's kind of a bit of a prerequisite is to have the condition to be able to see the muscle that you're holding, because you could hold muscle, you can hold fat well, right?
Yeah.
It's not all that telling. So, yeah, I think she probably knows. I don't know. You never know what's going on behind the scenes, but yeah, 142, absolutely shredded. Like when you see them next to each other, it kind of makes it a bit.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. You know, it's just so much more apparent when you just go to her immediate, you know, to next to her. You just think, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what year it was that she won the class, but she hasn't got that level of condition since.
Yeah.
She seems to come in a little softer than that each time, and it's just hurting her.
Yeah. I feel like it was 2021.
Yeah, I feel like it was that year too. Same year as I went to Worlds. I don't know if she came to Worlds in the end.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Then Classic Physique, first time.
Oh, wow.
And there was just heaps of them. Look how many guys there are on that stage. Our gentleman here, also a WNBF pro in the open class.
Wow.
And he ended up coming 4th. So that just tells you the caliber of athlete that was on stage to think that an open pro isn't taking this class. But I mean, there's going to be an obvious standout that we're probably going to come across shortly. It's to think these guys are short. I'm like, these guys, I can't pronounce his
There
name.
he is.
But, can you pronounce his name?
Oh, I was going to wait for you.
Toten.
Toten. Let's go
Ulua. Toten. But I think his Instagram he uses is, Toten. So, yeah, just incredible. And I didn't realize he has actually been competing previous years, and it isn't like he just literally came out of the womb an incredible classic bodybuilder. But I think probably for me, he was the highlight of the entire weekend.
Yeah.
Just seeing his classic. And he is just the epitome of classic too. If I do try and navigate away, and hopefully this doesn't destroy anything here, but we can take a bit of time to look at Toten. But like, look at this. How'd you compete against that?
He just literally reminds me of a natural Terence Ruffin.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But
just
he also,
sweeping quads, excellent condition. His calves aren't even weak. Like, black guys, not to be like racist or to stereotype, aren't known for their great calves. For whatever reason, it just seems to be a thing. They have just high insertion, so on and so forth, but not even poor. They're amazing legs. And then his vacuum is just, that's exactly how you want a vacuum to look, right? His rib cage is just built for this shape. Just unreal. And unbelievably conditioned. Like, he's not soft up there.
No.
Well balanced, really hard to critique, actually. So I don't know what's next for him. I'd be very interested to know what's next for him because, he was just standout from the day.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that.
Right. Oh, I'm gonna have to scroll all the way down. How far did I get?
You look at Toten's physique and you go, "Oh, it's so unfair."
Yeah, I know. Life ain't fair, right?
Yeah.
It's true. Then the men's physique medium, very competitive as well. There's a shout out to go because our man who took it, Mamadou, he actually competed. Oh, I can't remember when it was. Was it at the first timers? Did he compete? I think it might have been.
Yeah, you're right. It was the first timers this year.
Yeah, and he won that. And I was like, back then I was already thinking, hey, we could give this guy a pro card. Like, look at him. He took it. He came in tighter for this. And great, he didn't lose anything from his like muscularity standpoint. Heaps of muscle on him. And there's like a lot of muscular guys in this class and some really good competitors. It was really tight. 209 did great to come third. Like, he was a very clear third for me. But we're gonna see him.
I think he's to the other side. There we go. We're gonna see him in a second.
Do you know who I'm looking for?
Yeah. I want to call him Mr. Arnold because he had a chest like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, he's not been captured here though.
Oh.
So unfortunate that this has not captured that. Right. Why have his name's completely gone out of my head, Mike? Say the name. Who was I looking for?
I can't remember his name. I honestly can't remember.
Why? Oh, I'm so embarrassed.
I want to say Tom, but it's not Tom.
No, it's not Tom. It's something very similar to Tom. And you know what I'm like with names. They go in one ear and come out the other. Oh,
Rob,
dude.
Norman.
I'm going to find this. It's none of those. I know Josh has been coaching him, so he'll come up.
Okay.
When I look for Josh, here we go. Tam. Sorry, Tam. I really apologize. I'm very embarrassed right now. But yeah, Tam it was very close between Tam and Mamadou. Like, Tam is very competitive. His chest is unbelievable.
So he obviously bodybuilds then. I wonder why.
How do you mean he bodybuilds?
Well, because he's like that. His profile there is all bodybuilding shots.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't compete in bodybuilding or open or classic, but I think he's considering it. For sure. He clearly trains his legs. He's already done really well this season and is a pro with the INBA, is it? Or what have you? He is a pro in another federation, I'm pretty certain. But anyway, yeah, it was really tight between those two. It was kind of, what would you pick? I thought Tan, I have already spoken to him, but just I really appreciate his attitude to the competition in for itself. Like, he didn't take it as like, I don't know, you know, some competitors who are very good, maybe they're pros with other federations, they can, like, I don't know, feel a bit like slated or like whatever, but he just was like, nah, it's all good, I'll come in better, he was better than me, whatever, on the day, so on and so forth. But yeah, Tam's back is unbelievable. I thought he was taking that all day from the back. It was real tight between them. I think he was close to getting his pro card in the overall, because first and second went into the overall. But yeah, anyway, shout out to Tam, and can't believe I flipping forgot your name. Not going to live that one down. So, on to the next. Right. Where are we? This was bodybuilding open middle, so this would be my class.
Oh
no, it wouldn't. I'm not an amateur. Got to remember that one. And there were some good competitors here. It was kind of, again, one of those where it's like the top five, I think it was like maybe third through fifth were pretty tight, quite similar physiques in some ways. Like, you could pinch kind of points between them. And then first, obviously, was Innocent, who, I mean, he ended up going into the pro class at the end of the day, and he came fourth in that, which just goes to show it was out of 7. So he turned pro and he's already beating pros, which is always a good sign, right? Yeah. And he's just got heaps of muscle, man. And he is shredded. Like, he just needs to really work on his posing. And Innocent, if you're listening to this, or Dan, who I believe coaches him, I actually spoke to Dan, quads. Got to stay on those quads. Got to work on endurance, on staying on them, because he flashes them here and there. He's got them. He's got the condition, but they just are so often like this. And thankfully, he is amazing shape. His waist is tiny. Like, he's very well balanced too. Again, like top to toe. He's got heaps of muscle, lower body and upper body. He could be a very, very good pro. Just if he gets that posing to a pro standard, I think he will be. I believe he's also over 40.
Yes, that's right. Because he won his pro card in the Masters division at Worlds last year. And so he's now a pro in Masters and Open.
Yeah, someone did message me and was like, oh, I thought he was already pro. I was like, I don't believe he's an Open pro. And so it makes sense. Yeah, he won his Masters pro card, which, yeah, is a bit of a distinction there, I guess. So, and deservingly so, in regards to that. And also Adam Powell was on stage, so somewhat similar to Tam, another individual who was pro with another federation, came in, and I didn't realize how much like this show meant to him, and it's nice to know that it really meant a lot to Adam, but took it on the chin. He knows exactly what he needs to do to come in better and to have competed for that pro card. It was close, despite like the fact that, as you can see between them, Innocent has quite a bit more muscle and he had much more condition. Unfortunately, that's the thing Adam was lacking, but Adam was, his posing was just on a completely like superior level in that sense. And his symmetry is very good for Adam, like sweeping quads, nice small waist, like sweeping lats. I have no doubt Adam's going to improve, and he's going to come back, and he's going to take the class at some point, no doubt about it. Then Fit Body.
Yeah.
And this was won by Zoe, who I believe also took her pro card at the end of the day. I wasn't sure if she was awarded it or not at first, but I think she was. She did end up being given it. and it was a good class.
Mm.
As I always say, and I repeat, I've forgotten her. I wanted to see her number, but she was very lean, almost to the point of too lean. Actually, no, not too lean. 182 was good condition for this class. 180 could be a bit more conditioned for the class. I think if she did come in tighter, she could have really pushed for first.
Mm-hmm.
She actually, to me, looked really good for figure, like a level of condition, muscularity. I think if she had hit some figure shots and gone into a figure category, she could have been pushing there potentially. But for fit body and like the shape and the look, not today at least.
Mm.
Yeah, 182 was shredded and lots of muscle, just not as well balanced as the winner there with Zoe. So then, classic tool.
Ooh.
I'm trying to remind myself as I see people here. 190, I think, came third in that class. And again, there was a real mix of people where past a certain point, like you're kind of picking bits and pieces, like they were good. But one thing I will say for classic, so too many individuals were hitting shots as if they were just open bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Big distinction in classic. The judging criteria is split between symmetry and muscularity in open. We also have to take into consideration like posing and presentation in classic, 25%. So if you're more muscular, it's only 25% of the score at that point. So posing is just so unbelievably important at this point. 195 took it pretty convincingly, also won his pro card, and a very good competitor. In fact, I think he would do, and as many of these individuals would, do really well in open. But, mixed feelings about classic in some way. And that's why I think that posing element is something that we're really heavily rewarding in WNBF to make it sure it's different to open. And also a bit of a bugbear of mine. Sorry, Mike, one quick thing. Wearing classic trunks in open is also a bugbear of mine. These guys all have classic trunks, which is great. So if one of them was wearing like open trunks, I'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm going to let you speak for a bit. Is that all right, Mike? I'm going to go for a wee.
No, I
intermission.
Intermission, Mike will talk some raspish, but I think it's quite common, building off the point Steve was making about posing. I think I often see from the MPA competitions and in other competitions where people won't pose classically, and I think there is there's some validity to that. There's an excuse if it's not a pure classic division, but I think if you compete in classic, like Steve was saying, posing is so important, and you've just got to do your homework. It's just about researching a little bit, going back to like the 70s, 80s, looking at some of those iconic shots. Like when we were looking at Toten just then, you would have seen, hopefully, like there's a picture of Frank Zane doing the vacuum in the background, and it's like that's what you gotta research a little bit. You've just got to do your research a little bit more in the classic division. And well, same with anything, it's classic bodybuilding advice really. It's like research the category you're going to be competing in, and go with it accordingly. So yeah, great.
Absolutely. And on doing your homework, read the judging criteria. Like, look, what poses do the judges want you to be hitting? There's just like on the side chest, small difference, but like one top of your hands touching, back double, front double, one hand open. I remember specifically one guy was literally, he'd hit a front double and then just go, just like his hand was just out, and like, come on, at least like try and give it a little bit of something. So yeah, it's just so important not to just approach it as if you're in open. And yeah, look at specific poses, look at the criteria specifically as well. So now moving on to open heavyweight. I didn't judge this one either. We've got Scott though, Jezard, who I have competed against before. Back in 2017, he won an MPA show. I don't know what it was, probably a South one. He took the overall. He was the only heavyweight on the day though. So yeah, then we have a guy 165, and then 199 took the class.
Yeah.
Elliot, yes, I didn't want to presume. He also won his pro card on the day. There's a few familiar faces on the stage. But yeah, Elliot is very good.
Yeah.
I think it's the first time the WNBF have given out 3 pro cards to like open bodybuilding, but the numbers were there, and I would say the talent was there as well. Elliot's done a great job on such a tall frame to have really built out, and particularly his legs. I think I've seen him compete before, and his legs were always a little bit behind his upper body, but he's done a great job on bringing those up to a standard. So he just needs to continue to fill out that big frame of his.
Yeah. And I think fortunately that's what he said he's going to do. So in the interview with Rob just there, he's obviously been given the invite to Worlds, but he's decided to, pass that by, and he's going to just go into his improvement season.
Oh, interesting. Nice. Yeah. I think that's completely fair. Did he take his pro card? Because he hasn't collaborated with him. He did, because some people don't take it. Like they're like, hey, I want to pursue a pro card with a different federation or whatever it is. So yeah, great, he took it.
Yeah.
Trying to think if I had any other comments. No, I don't think so. I think Elliot was probably quite the standout winner in that class. Then men's physique tool, again, a lot. This was probably the weakest of all of the categories for men's physique. It was still a very good category, but probably slightly weaker. The guy that took this, 207 there, our man Dafir.
Yeah, I recognize him.
Yeah, I do as well. The physique is much improved, though. I don't remember him being as competitive as this.
I don't know whether it was a first-timers or another Supernaturals in a recent year, but I definitely recognize him. Familiar
Just
face.
that he just needs a bit more size. And again, it's that common thing. It's like, a bit more size and condition. His condition actually very good. His posing presentation, really good. Just more size overall, because just the men's physique guys are getting so big now that it's hard. Like, you think this man here, like the amount of size he's got, he was just lacking a little bit through the midsection. Like his abdominal thickness just needs a bit of work on that, and he's already very, very competitive. He may have came second in that class. Then, right, we're on all interviews, which people can definitely listen to. We're on to the pros, are we now? Or wait, pro cards? Oh no, let's just go to the pros. So we have men's physique, and this men's physique pro class was unbelievable. I just have to say the standard was unreal. Obviously, pros are pros, right? So you expect the standard to be good. But there are pros and then there are pros. And these were pros. Like our man here, again, don't know names. He came second in the class, like just put it that way.
Oh my goodness.
Did you say gee whiz?
Yeah, I said gee whiz.
Gee whiz. Such a Mike comment. But the size on these individuals. Arthur here, I know is like, I'm not picking favorites. Arthur reached out to me, so I remember his name from reaching out to me. He didn't even place. Like people can just look on his profile. 221, unfortunately didn't place. Josh, unfortunately, didn't place. Our man from the UK representing. Again, to see such high caliber athletes not place just tells you how strong the category was. Josh also mentioned it. I don't need to kind of bang it home, but he said he knows it wasn't his best. And apparently he had 7 or something athletes, maybe spread between both days or anyway, something along those lines. Just, I can't imagine having that many on a day, let alone also trying to like bring your best to stage. That's highly stressful. And as you know, like on a show day, you just want to be chill and focus on you. So that's real tough. I think I have already listened to their podcast, the Board Shorts and Banter, and he said he's just learned never to do that again, basically, because if a lot of clients on one day, he can't also give himself the pro level of attention he needs. So he's got more shows of the season though, so I'm sure he'll come back improved. But you have the 225, the amount of size, whoa! And our man Jovan, who took his pro card. What was it in? I don't know what year that was. Like 2022, was it?
Something like that. I think so. Yeah.
And he's just got the smallest waist, the hugest arms, and a real thick chest. Those proportions are hard to work with, or work against,
It's
rather.
almost-
Really easy to work with.
It's cartoon-like, isn't it?
Yeah, completely wild. And obviously he nails his presentation.
Yeah. I feel his presentation was even better than from when he earned his pro card, from my memory.
Yeah, he's earned his pro card and he's taken that upon himself to be a pro. But yeah, just the development he's got.
What?
Wild. Absolutely wild. So I don't know if he's going to Worlds, but I'd
What?
be very excited to see how he does
Oh,
on
totally.
a World Pro stage. Those arms are just absolutely cartoonish. He doesn't need bigger arms.
It's like Phil
Yeah.
Heath. It's totally Phil Heath.
And it always makes me laugh when people are like, say to me, I have good arms, or I have like the best arms in natural bodybuilding. And I'm like, you have just not been exposed.
Mhm.
So there are levels to this.
And look
so-
at that, like AJ's comment. Wow.
Yeah. Then we have the pro bodybuilding class. Did you see any of these?
No, I didn't, unfortunately. I know.
Oh, you should have just snuck out at least for the pro bodybuilding class. Screw merch sales. So there was 9, I believe, in
Wow.
this was 7. I think the men's physique was 9 in that. We have our man Chris Bericat 226,
Mhm.
all the way from the US. It was great to see him, albeit very briefly. 227 here. I'm going to forget his name, but shredded. You can just see he's like kind of relaxed here, and he's like shredded, like considerably smaller than everyone else, but really well balanced, like through top to toe, just thick, dense muscle, and completely peeled. He earned that 3rd place. I think it was tight between 1 and 2. I'd be interested to see the overall scores. I'm in and ahhing, didn't know if I wanted to go with Max or not, who ended up winning it here. Max, who I think also took his pro card in the UK in 2022.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very tight between 1 and 2, and then 3rd was pretty clear. I think 4th was actually pretty clear. Again, our man Innocent took that, and then 5th through 6th, 7th were like they were a little tighter between them, and any of those probably could have edged it if they came in as shredded as the top 3.
Yeah.
As like Chris has a little bit more to come off. He can come through sharper. I know he will. 229, like you can see his glutes there.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's just hamstrings, a little softer from the rear at least. But Max is just you're going to look soft next to Max, which is what I think probably edged him over. I've forgotten his name, but he won his pro card in Ireland basically a week ago. Do you know the name?
No, I can't remember.
Okay, no worries. But anyway, just like he's going to be very competitive, just kind of completely crazy. So yeah, it was great to see that class.
Yeah.
We can actually just click on Max for a bit so we can see what I'm talking about in terms of conditioning. Let's see if the mark of condition in bodybuilding tends to be the glutes, right? So
Yeah.
let's find some glute shots.
Yeah.
Top to toe, left to right, all the way through. Skinless. He's skinned.
Yeah.
There's nothing more to come off. So it's hard when you're up against that.
Yeah.
And that isn't even Max's, I would say, best attribute. I would say his best attribute is his symmetry.
Yeah.
He has
yeah. I was going to say the same thing.
his waist is tiny. He is an X-frame. If anything, a touch more quad,
Yeah. In that picture, yeah.
but just completely wild. So yeah, hard to critique him. Looks like he's been winning a lot this season.
Yeah. It is just that complete package, isn't it? Where, symmetry, balance, decent level of muscularity, and then he's just shredded.
Here we go. Kitan.
Aha.
Is that a Nigeria flag?
Yeah.
I think it is, which makes sense.
Mm.
Nigerians are just wild. Look at this 5-year transformation. I actually clicked on this the other day. Was it today? I don't know.
5-year transformation.
There he looks like, I don't know how long you've been training there, but 5 years.
What?
Crazy,
No.
man.
This is unfair.
Yeah. Just a really, really good bodybuilder here. So,
Golly.
very, very good. Gee whiz, golly, Mike, you're coming out with all of them.
I've got to have some variety for people.
Maybe holy shit.
Holy cow.
No, not holy cow. You
Okay.
need some swear words. Anyway, right. So that's everything.
Yeah.
But let's click through some of these images. Like I said, we're going to revisit them. So these were the pros from day one. Got our man Vince.
Yeah.
The chest, you can see,
Brandon,
completely peeled. And to be honest, he's taken this shot.
I agree. I totally agree.
I
And
think
this
Vince.
is a great angle for him. Like like from a different vantage point, and like, yeah, it's even better.
I think Vince would take him on the upper body generally through all the poses, but the lower body, whew,
Mm-hmm.
hard to battle against that. But our women also looking fantastic, and just how peeled the master's figure
Yeah.
is there.
She got abs.
Yeah, just good muscle. So really cool to see that. Then let's go through pro winners.
Nuts.
Yup. Such quality. Pro card winners of the day. Again, Mamadou, I forget where he placed, but he placed in that pro lineup. Again, the two of the pro winners who went to compete as pros did very, very well. Yeah, I guess our man Dario, yeah, it is Dario. I was like, was it Dario? Elliot? No, Leroy? Tam? Anyway, so yeah, Dario, I guess he decided not to go and compete as a pro. Yeah, because they didn't, none of the open men bodybuilding did they? Apart from middleweight. No one else did. Like Elliot didn't go. Dario didn't go. Interesting.
That's right. Mm.
Yeah, I think they'd do all right. I'd be interested to see where they would have. I think they would have been battling for some placings there. I think 1 through 3 would have been 1 through 3.
Yeah.
But 4 through 5th, I actually ended up doing all through 7. But anyway, regardless, right? No point talking about it. Here he is. Some close-ups. Yeah, people can just get some inspiration clicking through all of these photos from our man Show Shoots.
Yeah.
Five Us doing a great job.
The GOAT of bodybuilding photography.
Yeah, I'm so gutted that I didn't get any from my last season because I would have just loved some shots. Like, these are just such great shots. Right.
Wow,
Can I
there you
stop sharing?
go.
That was the complete overview. Mike, I feel like you need to talk for a while because I feel like I just...
No,
We're
I
already
think
an hour and 10 minutes into this thing.
your voice must be dry. But no, it was honestly like, again, just the overall event, I think, just completely leveled up as they always do. It was a successful 2-day event, and it feels like the caliber just improves every time. Like with the standard of not just the pros, but like we were talking about the juniors and, you know, those other classes, all the other classes as well. It's so good. It's just so inspirational to see what's possible, but also just, I don't know if you got this vibe, Steve, but like just everyone was so positive, you know, everyone was really nice, and it's just a really nice community and, you know, energy when you're there. So yeah, it was a really great time, and I definitely encourage anybody to go, even if you're not ever planning of competing. It's just a great day out, and you'll meet lots of people, and it's just really super cool.
Yeah, I think it's important as a competitor or someone who's thinking about competing to expose yourself to shows and go and visit them. I wish before I competed that I'd gone to a show, because I was just so out of the loop of what to expect, what it looked like, everything. And it showed in my competitive ability, and also my enjoyment from the day. I didn't enjoy it as much as I should have because I was just so ignorant to it. But now you can, like, not that I couldn't back then, you can go to shows, but we're talking about it here. It wasn't the same. That I don't think it was, the awareness wasn't quite as high there. Whereas this is like, hey, we know there's thousands of people listening. Like, you can go to these shows, support them, importantly, and then it's just great to expose yourself to seeing these physiques in real life. It's one thing seeing them on Instagram. It's a whole different ball game when you're sat up close. You get a true idea, because you never know, filters on Instagram and what's it called, Photoshop, whatever it is, good angles, whereas actually, and sometimes you can doubt yourself in terms of what you think like your physique is, and then you're like, oh, actually in person it's, I don't know, not as crazy. Or even the other way around, you might think, oh, these guys are all like, then no one's that impressive or whatever, and then you go and you're like, okay, so there are levels to this. And yeah, you just get insights into that you wouldn't otherwise. And as you said, like, you're on the merch stand, like with the team from Pit Stop there and all the clothing brands and everything. Everyone's super friendly. Like, there's loads of people to interact and talk to and build the community, as it were. So yeah, I'd highly recommend people try and get to these events, especially if they're considering competing at some point. And of course, people like Chris Barakat, who came over from the US, loads of people came from all over, like Europe, the world, to compete. And like, if there are international listeners, like, come over, like, come compete.
Yeah.
The bodybuilding scene in the UK is big, and like, it's growing, and it's something special to be part of. So yeah, I would encourage people to come over.
Definitely. I think it was a 25% international sort of athlete contingency this year,
Awesome.
which was huge. We had the WNBF presidents from France, Korea, and Malaysia that were there as well. I think WNBF Pakistan were there as well, kind of around. So it is really huge, which is, again, it's awesome, and you just get to see it all. And I will also add, so they had, on the first day, they had a TV screen above the merch stand, and there was the TV screen couldn't capture the detail that you could see on the stage, because you would just look at the competitors on stage and you think, oh my goodness, but the TV wasn't the same. It wasn't the same clarity.
Yeah, it's like people often think, oh, I'll do a live stream, whatever it is. I'll just watch the live stream. It's not the same. It's very rare to get like a very high quality live stream. The connection's never like optimized, whatever. I've had to do live streams for some shows, like some OCB shows over in the US, where I'm watching clients, and I can't really see. Like,
Yeah.
especially, like, it's one thing being in the crowd and being far back and having a look, or watching on a screen in the venue, but it's another thing watching a live stream where it's like pixelated and you're trying to understand like how, basically all I get is, are they in the middle?
Yeah.
Like, where are they in for first call outs? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I reckon we're doing well. So yeah, it's kind of one of those. Mike, we have about 20 minutes. Either, do you think we should just call it here, or should we try and cover off some of the final questions? I've a feeling maybe we should call it here, because it's just been a wrap up of the WNBF.
We can call it here. I'm very easy. I'm happy to go through some questions, but equally, hey, if you feel this is stop, then I'm happy to stop, because this can be like the Supernaturals episode.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of feel mummy and ahhing the, you know, blah, blah, blah. We have a bit more time, right? Actually, let's try and finish these questions. Let's do it. Right, I'll bring them up, because you know, Instagram is really playing with me at the moment. It's like I said before, I can't get in. So if you have the first question there, Mike, go for it.
I've got the first question. So the first question is from MC Bright Jake, who asks, if training a muscle when mildly sore causes the soreness to vanish, is it a good or a bad thing for growth?
I think this is one of those things where you just don't want to overthink it. Like, I come back to, I often do this, first principles, and I just think, did you perform well? Did you provide an overload to the muscle? If you did, good. Whether or not your soreness sticks around or doesn't, I couldn't really care less. I don't think it's super important. So I've had both scenarios. I've had soreness. I've gone into sessions a bit sore, and then I've been more sore after. I've had sessions gone in, and then the next day the soreness is gone. And either way, so long as I perform well in that session, that's what I care about, because that's what the body's responding to. Soreness is just like a side product that can be indicative of things, but it's definitely not indicative of growth. So, or not always.
Yeah, I totally agree. And to be honest, I can't remember the last time I went into a session sore, to be honest with you. I don't think I can't remember the last time that's happened, but yeah, I agree with all your comments.
Dude, the repeated bout effect, like if someone is getting consistently very regularly sore, I'm always like, why are we not seeing adaptations kick in so the soreness isn't occurring? Like, it always makes me think that, because once you're like, if you're training at relatively high frequencies, hard, regularly, and there's no like interruptions, the body adapts to soreness. It's not something that is like heightened after the first time. So anyway, I'll get you the next question so we can like try and get to new questions next time. So this is from Remy Saka. Each finger on one hand, so 5 fingers, can now spew any liquid or beverage. What 5 drinks are you choosing to have those fingers?
Oh my God, Remy. Oh my goodness.
Question.
Well, so one of them would be a Monster White. Then the second one would be, got to be coffee, I think. We'll put coffee in there. Then the third one, would be water. And then assuming you can't get water anywhere else, this is the only drinks allowed in the planet. And then what else? I'd probably go with something like a Coke Zero or something, maybe a Pepsi Zero. I'd go with that. And then the final one would be like juice, like a black currant and apple juice, I think.
I think I would have done pretty much the same, but I'd go for maybe a 7-Up Zero, because it doesn't have caffeine. So I'm always aware of those.
One, yeah.
Otherwise, Pepsi Max is my go-to, but it has caffeine, so I'm always like, fuck you, Pepsi. And then I might exchange juice for milk, like a skim milk.
Oh, yes. Good one. Yeah, that's a good shout. Nice.
Not champagne or vodka. What about absinthe?
No way.
Have you had absinthe, by the way? Am I saying the right thing? Do you know what it is?
Yeah, it's like a very concentrated alcohol /
I think it's like 70% or something ridiculous. Yes. Right, next question.
All right. So Christopher Helm asks, do you count calories from low-calorie vegetables like cucumber, lettuce?
You missed the one before it.
Oh, sorry. Whoops. Excuse me. So René de George, they ask, tips for maximizing recruitment of VMO on hack squat machine and in-leg exercises in general.
This is a tough one, because from the research we have, there isn't clear ways of doing this. From biomechanical principles, I know N1 have put out information that would suggest we can bias certain areas of the quad. What I do know is squat patterns, leg press, that sort of thing is going to bias more vastus lateralis than a leg extension, and a leg extension is going to bias more rec fem. But outside of that, I'm not aware of good data to suggest that we really can bias it. It's almost when you push close to failure, the body's just going to recruit everything it kind of can within reason to finish the lift. And because all of the quads are like the VMO, vastus lateralis, all of that, they're all similar in terms of function, and they all get worked really well during squat patterns, they're all going to contribute. And I'm not aware of a way that you could specially bias the VMO. I don't know if you have different thoughts, Mike.
I think this is more anecdotal from my perspective and also kind of physio perspective. So I think maybe more shortened positions. So actually like a leg extension, but actually making sure that you're doing the full range of movement, including the very top portion. I think sometimes that can be helpful. I found anecdotally with physio patients that actually doing more of an end range knee extension just for some people helps them engage with their vastus medialis a little bit more. So like that, but then also just experiment a little bit with leg width, stance, positions, etc. Because depending on the person's proportions and structure, they might find something which works for them a little bit better. And then also, if there's an exercise that works well for them and in terms they can feel it where they want to feel it a bit better, right, go for that first as a bit of a pre-fatigue, and then go to something else after that.
I think that's all you can do.
Yeah.
With the lack of empirical data, you kind of have to go a bit more off anecdote and how it feels. Yeah, because people ask me, because I have a big VMO, and I'm just like, I've done nothing to try and grow that. It just wants to grow based off what I do, and my VL doesn't. No one's asking me for VL tips. So I'm like, similarly, he's asking about the VMO. I'm like, how can I try and hit my VL a bit more? So I'm trying various things to see if I can, but it's not like, yeah, it's just one of those things, unfortunate. Yeah. Next question is from Chris DeFarm. Do you count calories from low-cal veg like cucumber lettuce, whether you're in a surplus or deficit? If so, do you estimate or weigh them?
So I do, and most of the time I will weigh them, just more out of habit than anything else. But I could estimate them, and I'd probably be pretty good at that. Probably be pretty accurate given how long I've been doing it for. But yeah, I personally do.
Yeah, I think sorry.
I'm done.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's one of those things where it's like, if tracking is a stressor for you, then removing little bits of tracking can be helpful, like this. But if tracking isn't much of a stressor for you, then removing it doesn't really change anything. So it's just like, if it's already a habit, it's like you've already got the plate or the bowl on the scale and you're weighing out other things. It's like, well, you can just weigh this out too. I'm a bit here or there with it. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. If I'm in and it's just like of an evening, typically I will end up, because I'm measuring other things within that bowl. For example, like I'm making a salad and I'm putting like chicken and maybe olives and some other, like maybe even nuts or whatever, some more calorie dense foods. I don't think they need to be, though. And even if you were, I don't know, you put it in your bowl and it was 100 grams and you put in 50, it's like, well, the number of calories, it's like 5, I don't know, really, really low. So I'm not concerned about people not tracking that at all in an off season completely. But similar to you, I tend to track most things when I can because it's not a stressor. But I will have clients purposely pull back from that if they are finding it to be like a burden. And if they're not sure if it's a burden, I get them to try it and see if it opens up a bit of bandwidth, because for some people it does.
Yeah, absolutely. And often I'm in the same situation as what you just mentioned, where I'll probably be weighing some other stuff anyway. So I end up happening to weigh the lettuce or whatever, because it's there. Right. So Aurora.Matheson asks, what are your favorite carb sources? I don't see y'all eating a lot of rice, so curious what you prefer.
So I do eat rice every day, but I do cream of rice and oats. So my carb sources at the moment are oats, rice flour, put it that way, fruits. So I have like 5 fruits a day. I have a little bit of dextrose in my intra-workout. Then I do, at the moment, I'm loving baked potatoes.
Oh.
So actually, Mike, I put in like 4 baked potatoes, and then I really like baked potatoes cold. I don't know if I'm weird, but they taste better to me when they're hot. I actually don't really like baked potato. I don't like the texture of it. It's just a bit Whereas actually, I really like them cold. So I've been baking them and then letting them go cold, and then I have them in the fridge and have those throughout the week. So that's been rotated in recently. I was doing a lot of sourdough before that. I think they're my only carb sources at the moment. Rarely, now and then do pasta or like obviously pizza or whatever it is. But yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I like both. I like hot potatoes and I can eat them cold as well. So one of my things as well is like baked beans. I love baked beans. And on a baked potato or anything, I'll put it on almost anything. But yeah, baked beans are a big one for me. But oats, same as you, have some muesli, fruit, rice, baked beans. I haven't had potatoes in a while actually. But yeah, those are my mains at the moment.
Tell you what, I bought some Aldi, I believe, caramel rice cakes, Snackerjack basically. They were really good. Like 2 points above a caramel Snackerjack. So if you can get yourself to an Aldi, definitely pick up some caramel Snacker Jacks. So they were just like, they were really nice. I basically ate a whole sleeve over the weekend when we were judging because it was just easy. But yeah, I rarely actually do rice, like as a straight up rice. I'm just not, I can never be asked to cook it. And then like doing a Uncle Ben's sachet, whatever, they're quite expensive after a while. So I just don't do it.
One more?
Nice. Yeah, let's see if we can, let's see how long these ones take. So Aaron Busby asks, what aspect of bodybuilding do you find the most challenging, whether it be the training, nutrition, posing, or something else?
So shout out to Aaron because he's my client. Appreciate the question, Aaron. And so this is a tough one for me because I think with everything in life, you can go through phases. Like inevitably, there might be an aspect of nutrition. Again, when you're getting into the depths of contest prep, maybe nutrition might be a bit challenging. There might be tough phases of training, posing, etc. So I do find this quite tricky. I would say, I think that would be my answer more than anything. I think everything goes through tough phases. So where you, Steve, you sometimes, if you were to get to the upper limits of your body weight and you start to struggle with nutrition, I never get that. So being in a surplus isn't a challenge for me. And equally, I was reflecting on when in the last contest prep that I did, I wouldn't have said that hunger was the issue. It was more the energy as I got to the end. So I think it's managing that. And again, the last time it was more steps became like I was finding it challenging to get all of the steps in. So, but I don't think we'll probably do things slightly differently next time. I won't let the steps get as high. So I would say it's that combination of the nutrition side of things from an energy perspective, and then maybe the steps. That would be my answer.
Thank you for running through all of that because that helped me try and distill what mine is, and mine's definitely energy levels towards the end of a contest prep. Lots of things like hunger. Yeah, it's uncomfortable but manageable. Peak mass, easy solvable by mini cutting, and I get rid of that immediately. But there becomes a point in a contest prep when you are that lean, you're in that relative energy deficit where energy levels are just permanently low and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't even try and sleep more. You can't try and undo it through more energy drinks. You're just dragging your ass at some point. And that low energy in combination with mood, I don't know if you've felt it as much, but obviously because I live with Charlotte, so she's with me a lot of the time. So I have someone to like bounce that mood off. I find it very hard to maintain a sense of, I guess, being good Steve. And bad Steve comes out too often, or I don't let bad Steve out, so then I isolate myself a little bit. And I find I don't like that part of bodybuilding when I'm not myself. It makes me always think of the Snickers advert. You're not yourself when you're hungry. Have a Snickers. Food would help. Body fat would help. But in that situation, they're necessary evils. So yeah, mood and energy levels towards the end of prep, that's the hardest thing for me. Everything else is easy in comparison.
Definitely. No,
nice.
Very much the same. All right. Redacted _ Mason. Redacted _ Mason asks, not a question, but if you're having issues with delicate, creamy mix-ins, try just mixing them in with your spoon.
Yes. Well noted. That
Thanks,
makes
Redacted.
sense.
I'll try that tonight.
Have you tried any mix-ins recently?
Not recently, actually. What I have been doing is I've literally been doing what Redacted said, actually. I've just been putting peanut butter in with a spoon rather than mixing it in.
I've heard that's better with peanut butter specific, or like those sort of things. The thing I tried recently very quickly is I used the Dubai pistachio chocolate flavor that I picked up a sample this weekend from Perform, and it was great in a creamy. Even I added banana and added some extra sweeteners. I could still taste the kind of chocolate pistachio. I really liked it. Worked really well. The Perform wheys in creamies work really, really well. You get a really nice consistency. It's not as thick and dense as Casein, but it's a like nice ice creamy texture, I find.
I'm excited to try it now because I was looking at it all weekend and I was like, oh, what's it going to be like? I wonder. So
I quite liked it. But white chocolate, hazelnut, the like Kinder Bueno one is still my top tier. Can't beat it.
yeah.
Right, the last one is from _Manji Machine. Do you know where your optimal water intake is for the day? Symptoms when low water, strategy, timing on water intake, more around training.
I guess this is just more personal, I guess, more than anything. But I would say it's probably around 4 to 6 liters, I would say, probably a day, for me. And it always tends to be a little bit more biased towards the morning and around after training, just because that's when I'm thirsty. That's when it tends to peak. And then I'll always just taper it in the evening and try to drink minimally in the evening to save me getting up at night. And that's something that it's not really a strategy that I almost consciously do. It's almost become an unconscious habit and rhythm that my body is in at the moment. So it's not something I actively have to do. But I would have to consciously change it if I was traveling or something of that nature. But yeah, and symptoms of not having enough water, I'll generally just get a bit of a headache and I tend to get a bit of a headache. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I would say this is one of those things that the body's really good at regulating so long as you're not an idiot about it in many ways. Like your general thirst is good, like as a cue to drink. If you're like overhydrating, you'll know because you'll be trying to force fluid down you when you don't want to because you're not thirsty at all. And you can tell if you're hydrated. As a general rule of thumb, your pee wants to be clear, 3 to 5 clear pees. You should be at least getting that throughout the day. If your pee is like yellow or like dark, then you're probably dehydrated. It could be related to some vitamins or like some foods, but it's unlikely. It's probably because you're dehydrated. Also, you'll probably find yourself thirsty. And fluid intake varies person to person. It varies like the number of calories you consume, the sodium intake you have, your exercise expenditure, your environment that you're in. So just don't overthink it. The body is very good at regulating these things. If you present yourself with fluids regularly through the day, you'll probably be just fine. I think what you said, Mike, front loading your fluids and especially around training, make sure you're hydrated is a really good move. Small amounts of dehydration can impact performance negatively. And then also you don't want to be waking up peeing all night. So try to have like a 2-hour kind of window where you're not drinking much before bed and try and hydrate before that. But waking up to pee is not the end of the world as long as you can get back to sleep pretty quickly, which hopefully you can if you're not doing anything silly like getting on your phone and things like this. So yes, last question. We got through them all and we're over time though.
Well, but not by much. And hey, that was really productive.
Yes.
Well,
you can close it out, Mike.
All right. So, guys, thank you so much for listening to this semi-monster episode because we overrun. But as you know, we are coaches. So if you are interested in coaching, if you are interested in just being the best version of yourself, maybe you don't have time, maybe you want to outsource it, maybe you just want to take yourself to the next level, then please get in contact with us. You can book a coaching consultation with us via the website, or just drop me or Steve a DM on Instagram. I'm at Mike Revive Stronger. Steve is at Revive Stronger. And please just give us a like, a share, a comment. You know, we really just appreciate you interacting with us. So all of those little silent listeners out there, even if you just give us a thumbs up or whatever, we appreciate you. And I think that's everything. Steve?
Nice. Yes, I just want to say, I should have said this earlier. Probably people are tuned out by now. But everyone who stood on stage this weekend, massive congratulations. Yeah. You should all be massively proud of yourself. I'm sorry I couldn't cover every person, every placing, every nook and cranny. If anyone's listening and wants feedback, I'm still open to giving judges feedback. If people want to reach out to me, like Mike said, at Revive Stronger on Instagram, or you can even email me at steve@revivestronger.com if you are not on Instagram and you're listening to this somehow. That'd be great. And thank you all for your questions. And in the comments, wish Ada a happy birthday. She'll be very grateful. So, guys, we'll catch you next time.
See you later, guys.